whatever day it is.
Tuesday,
Morning.
Friday.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. That's what I was really doing.
Wow.
That's what I was really doing. I was just bringing back some old school songs for you guys. Yeah, I screwed that up, Dale.
Wow. Must have had a good night last night. You're happy? Or got a smile?
Man, Diamondbacks played during the day, and I did nothing last night.
Yeah.
Like, you can ask Ethan, nothing. I was even like, you're on your own for dinner. I don't even care about that.
Did you lose in college football to your son?
No, I didn't buy it. We forgot to go buy it.
You forgot.
Yeah. Well, I said I forgot.
Yeah.
As I drove by it really
Okay.
quick. Let's try it again here. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum. Of course, you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And I know he went home yesterday and donned the old pads, the old jersey. He was doing reps in his house because training camp is here, folks. Dale Illustrates here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do reps just like the NFL teams do now. I'm gonna run around in my pajamas and
I don't know what you're talking about. I saw Carson Beck throw a beautiful ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. yesterday.
Oh, here we go.
At Super Bowl, here we come, baby.
Wow.
Nice dart down the sideline, touchdown.
Hold on, were they practicing yesterday?
Yeah, I guess they went out on the field. I saw somebody posted a video and said it was yesterday. I don't know.
Oh, okay, because I thought they would start practice today.
That's what I was always told. But I don't know if it was from yesterday. Like I said, folks, after the Diamondbacks game ended, I did not pay attention to anything except for the Miles Bridges press conference.
Okay.
I did pay attention to that afterwards. Other than that, didn't watch a darn thing down. Just a relaxation day. This is our last week of our 4-day-a-week schedule. Next week, we go back to 5 days here, of course. So, just enjoying my last few semblance of my summer. It's like I'm going to high school again. Like my senior year's coming up. I gotta enjoy this as much as possible.
Yeah, we're going back to full time. Huh?
Yeah, full time.
Okay.
It's like, our boss is a slave driver, man.
You're not very nice.
Seriously, we need to poison him or something. Get that problem to solve. But Dale, how was your evening yesterday?
About like yours. Not a whole lot. Grabbed a basketball practice.
Ooh, that's right. He's in the middle of his summer basketball
Summer
program.
basketball at the Y. Brought back memories for Hillary and when Kendall came to watch him play, because that's where they started back when they were
same Y?
Same Y. It's been
And
remodeled.
that is weird when you do that.
Yeah, it's been remodeled. But so took her to basketball practice. You know who else has a kid there?
You told me before. I don't know if it was on air or not.
Yeah. I don't think it matters.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember if it was
Your
on air
boy
or not.
Zach Ertz.
That's right. It was Ertz, yeah.
Yeah.
Julie Ertz. Because we were talking about Julie, and you said, I saw Zach.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's getting ready for a training camp right now. So,
Well, let me ask you this. Does he look like he stopped lifting?
no.
Or does it mean he's eating a lot of hamburgers?
Does not look like he stopped lifting.
Is he still big?
Yeah.
Like still muscular?
Yeah. It looks like if somebody called him today, he could probably
Really?
fly out tomorrow.
Okay, that's what I was going to, because you know that. Yeah, you know that, especially cornerbacks and receivers. They stop running and working out, and then they just keep eating the thousands of calories, and then you look at him, you're like, whoa, you were a receiver? That's what was so good. He's staying in shape, ready to go. But well, he got injured last year, right? Like, I don't think he wanted to leave the game. I think
Didn't he hurt his knee?
that's what I was gonna say. He got hurt, so maybe he's staying in shape because maybe he thinks that we could pick him up later on in the year.
Possibly.
Yeah, Zach Ertz.
Maybe miss a little training camp.
That's it, right? I don't think he's officially retired.
No, I don't. I've not read
just-
anything about.
But I mean,
that.
in the NFL, you just eventually just stop getting calls, or you get calls and you're like, I'm not playing for the Browns. I gotta laugh about that. Sorry, Browns. It does say that he's part of the Washington Commanders.
Huh.
That's what he's currently. Let me look it up here. Do.
Yeah.
Did you see him yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, well, training camp for them doesn't start till next week, so
Okay.
maybe he'll go and maybe he's going to training camp. Yeah, it says he's still with the Commanders.
Okay.
That's why I couldn't remember. I didn't read that he was gone, but he's on that right here. 20 Washington Commanders training camp preview, and it flat out says the stat. How does mentioned Zach Ertz right there and how he's coming into camp.
Okay. Well,
So-
you know what? The season ends on Saturday, so
The basketball tournament.
he's got a kid that's a little bit younger than my grandson. So.
Well, then again, I look at the 53-man roster projection for the Commanders, and he's not on it. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been around for a long time.
He has, and to come back from a knee that late in your career,
And he's had a couple of them, too,
Yeah.
late. Like, he's had serious injuries at least I remember when he left the Cardinals. I went to go back to the Eagles and had, I believe, a serious injury there and stuff. So, there you go. Zach Ertz, Dale Hobnobinitz up there at the Y. Good for you. Oh, we did not. We stopped at Del Taco for lunch on the way home yesterday after we did the pit
Del
stop. By the way,
Taco.
pit stop's up. Yeah. So I was like, what are we gonna? I just want a quick snack for a late lunch because we did the pit stop yesterday. We didn't get out of here till like 2:00. So I'm like, I need a quick snack because I was hungry, but I don't want anything heavy so I can eat dinner, whatever. So I recommended Del Taco. Then I started thinking about the lettuce situation. And I was like, ooh. But I was like, you know what? I get tostadas from Del Taco.
Okay.
They're fantastic. But I order them without lettuce anyway. Because I don't like the white crunchy. I hate that crappy lettuce. So I ordered them without him anyway. Dale, we went in there. We ordered it. And so then I started thinking about the lettuce. And then I was like, you know what? Why don't we go to Chipotle instead? And Ethan's like, and he's looking at the menu. So he's never been to Del Taco. I mean, what kind of parent am I?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's
dude.
just stupidity. I lived off Del Tacos. Every time we crossed the border into California, because Del Tacos weren't in Arizona, man, we'd be stopping at the first Del Taco that you could see right there, like a planned part of the trip. I have failed my kids, is what I'm telling you right now. But I digress here.
Okay.
So he looks at the menu and he like finds something and he really wants it. So I couldn't get him off of Del Taco. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Yeah, I go in there and I order my tostadas. 2 tostadas, please. And I go, no lettuce. And as soon as I said no lettuce, I got like all insecure and stuff. And so then I'm like, I trust your lettuce. I don't order it with lettuce regular. I'm like explaining why I'm ordering it without lettuce. I got all self-conscious about not ordering lettuce. And so I'm explaining to this girl, oh no, I always order without lettuce. It has nothing to do with your lettuce. She's just looking at me like, all right, dude, whatever. She actually kind of smiled a little bit because I'm sure they're getting a lot of questions and no lettuce and stuff
Right.
like that. But I mean, I got self-conscious, man. I ordered it without lettuce.
Well, it's not their fault.
No, not at all. I
Right.
don't. It was just like, kind of wuss am I that I'm not ordering lettuce. Well, I never do. I hate your lettuce. I hate your lettuce in general. But it was funny. I got all self-conscious.
No. My stomach's tough enough.
I was like, I'm sure your lettuce is good.
That is funny.
It was just weird, man. I don't know why I went through that, but I went through that, folks. It was interesting. So anyway, that was my day. Then I went home and we didn't leave again. I forgot to plug the car in last night.
Oh, again.
That's how out of it I was, because I don't plug it in right when I get home because the cooling of the battery things and it just sucks energy to do all that. So I usually let it cool down for a bit and then I'll go back out and plug it in. Yeah, that tells you, Dale. I didn't do anything, man. Didn't even go down. Didn't even think about it. Didn't even take my stuff out of my bag last night. Didn't even turn the TV on last night.
So you didn't get prepared for the show?
No, I did. I watched the Miles Bridges thing.
Oh, you did?
And I did the lazy thing instead of recording the press conference like I normally do. I just went to Twitter and found videos that the things I wanted to get from it.
Okay.
I just found that other people posted. I did the lazy thing yesterday. I'll just tell you guys, I was lazy yesterday as well from that side. So Dale, let's get into it because of course you take off here early today. Now Uncle Lou comes in and everything. So you got to go over and see the big guy trying to punish the $1 billion conglomerate here today. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to hear about this whole Broncos story.
You think he's going to redo the whole thing in front of you?
I don't know if we'll do it on air. But
it's different than mine that you got to hear here at this show. It's similar. I mean, there's differences, but overall, it's very, very similar to how they operate. Yeah.
they're saying don't get your car in an accident.
What I'm saying is F State Farm.
I thought it was Joe at Collision Auto.
Well, him too. Dale, there's a list.
There is a list.
There's a list.
Do you ever take anybody off the list?
No.
Once you're on, you're on.
Well, no, because that's who you are. It's not a one. They treat everybody like that. That's my point.
Okay.
But the reason why I put them on a list and the reason I talk about it is because, like, I can deal with it. Just think about it with that collision place. I have the time to deal with that stuff. Most people don't.
Right.
You know, we're lucky enough, Dale. We don't sit here, 9 to 5 or work 60-hour weeks here doing. So I got the time to deal with it and deal with it and laugh at that type of stuff. Same thing with State Farm. Wells Fargo back in the day with that mortgage problem that I had with them. And I was telling them they were screwing up and they just kept telling me I was wrong. And they were sending me 70 pages dictating how I'm wrong on how I do it. I'm still getting checks from State Farm saying, "Oh, we calculated this wrong. Oh, we calculated this wrong. Here's the money we should owe you." My mortgage hasn't been with Wells Fargo in like 3 years, and I'm still getting checks to this day. But they just gaslit me the whole time, telling me how wrong I was and all that. And it's just like I could have, and I had time to fight with them, right? I had time to go through it with them. Just the people would be getting screwed today, So I just let people know what you're dealing with out there. Then make your own decision. Want to start with good news or bad news?
Well, as long as we get to the good news.
Jacoby Brissett did report to training camp yesterday. Didn't do anything. Not going to do anything till his contract's there, but he did show up. So that question mark is gone. So there's your update on Jacoby Watch. He reported.
Okay.
Showed up.
So now the next thing is going to be, does he practice?
He's not going to.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not going to until he gets a deal. He'd be stupid to. You lose all leverage if you go practice. And, then you got the teams probably going, we'd be more willing to give you that money you want if you go practice right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. They'll give it to me then, and then I'll walk out on that field. So he's not going to take the fines, is like we talked about yesterday out there as well. But the Cardinals, and I found something out interesting this morning. I looked it up yesterday. I double-checked it this morning. Yesterday, the Cardinals and Carson Beck agreed to terms. So it's a 4-year, $7.4 million contract. Now, we don't know why it took so long to sign him, but I found something out NFL-wide yesterday that tells me there's something going on with the quarterback position in draft picks, meaning it's slotted money-wise, but they're negotiating other things. And I'll talk about that in a second. But they do get Carson Beck signed yesterday. As well, the Arizona Cardinals do. So at least he gets it.
Well, explain to the people, in case they don't know, the fact that it used to be you're negotiating and you're, hey, you could get another $50,000 here, 25 here. Nowadays, every pick has a number to it.
Yeah. So, and I'm just going to throw out numbers. So, the number one draft pick is slotted, meaning this is how much you can make.
I think you'll get like $35 million.
And it's a 4-year deal with a 5th-year option.
Right.
It's written in stone.
Yes.
So you're negotiating side things.
Because in the olden days, that's when those number one picks got so much money and they're arguing over signing bonus and blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
You don't do that
those are gone now. Those are gone. You're arguing over, I suspect they're arguing over the 5th-year option is what I suspect is happening. The team wants one, the player doesn't. So they want to get into their second contract.
Right.
So I suspect it's probably something like that they're arguing over, right, and stuff. But Carson Beck gets in. We don't know yet. We'll have to find out. Maybe we don't. But 4 years, $7.4 million, right in line with what his slotted amount is. So they were negotiating something else. So the Cardinals bring him in. So good news, I'm going to say, on both fronts for the Cardinals. I know the Jacoby situation isn't all good news, but he showed up to camp.
Right.
That's a big deal, for him coming back and getting his contract and stuff to that effect. So I'm going to count that good for yesterday, even though it's still bad. But then I'm sitting there yesterday and I'm going, who's left unsigned around the NFL? By the way, the Cardinals placed Caleb Proctor, their draft pick that got hurt, They placed him on IR, and they signed Keziah Izzard onto the line. He's probably just a camp body. But their young guy, well, they said he's going to miss a lot of season. He got hurt. Can't remember. Wasn't it a meniscus or something? It was something like that. They said possible all year, but they hope to get him back. Well, he's on the IR now. So that tells me he's probably done for the season.
Right.
For that young kid. Again, another defensive lineman draft pick injured before training camp. Stop drafting defensive linemen. Not for any other reason than it's unfair to their careers when you draft them, Cardinals, because they come in hurt. Give the guys a fighting chance to make the NFL, right? But I looked it up. 4 unsigned draft picks from this year's 2026 NFL draft. 4. Now that Carson Beck is signed, is one of the last ones out there.
Right.
As of this morning, now I haven't checked in the last 30 minutes or an hour, so I'm not sure. Now they have some time because nobody else is reporting until next week. So they still have some time.
Correct.
But I find this fascinating. 3 of the 4 are quarterback draft picks, unsigned. And Carson Beck was yesterday. So there was 5 yesterday. 4 of them were QBs. Now there's 3 QBs on that list, including Fernando Mendoza, the number 1 draft pick, unsigned by the Raiders. Ty Simpson, 13th pick. I think it was 13th for the Rams, unsigned. Drew Allar for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was, I think, 3rd round, if I remember right, but 3rd round.
Okay.
But he's a quarterback, unsigned as well. Carson Beck yesterday unsigned. What's going on with this quarterback position and that they can't sign their guys who are slotted into positions?
Because it used to be quarterbacks would get more money. If you were the 15th pick in the draft and you were an offensive guard, you got less money than the quarterback who was drafted 15th.
Okay.
But now you're slotted, so I don't understand what you'd be arguing about.
Especially Mendoza.
Well, I wonder if the Raiders are, because you have to give them, a pretty sizable signing bonus.
And they don't have the money.
Do they want to wait till
But
the very end?
so I thought about that where it's like, okay, he's just going to be a late signee because the Raiders, have to come up with that money to put it into escrow and all that stuff. So I thought about that. So I looked it up yesterday. No, they're openly negotiating still to this day.
Really?
That's what I was reading yesterday from a couple of people that follow the Raiders.
Huh.
There's not a deal in place yet. Yeah, isn't that weird?
That does not make a whole lot of sense.
I don't get it. So I don't know. Maybe we'll find out what's happening with these. Let me type this in here. Why are NFL draft pick? Let's see what the AI says. QB's not signed. Sorry, I should talk while I'm doing this here. Let's see what AI says. Complex negotiations over signing bonus cash flow schedules. So it's not the signing bonus, it's when you get paid your signing bonus.
Right.
So, and I could see the Raiders doing that. Okay, we owe you, let's say, $20 million in a signing bonus. Or of your dollar amount, here's your 20-minute signing. And then they're like, we'll pay you $100,000 a year for the next 20 years. So the schedule can be done on that. But I do think something you can negotiate, even though the money's slotted, I do believe guaranteed money is not slotted. So like Carson Beck's due $7.4 million, 4 years, $7.4 million. How much of that is guaranteed? I think you can still negotiate.
Most likely, but I know that now there's a difference also between first round and all the other rounds.
Yes,
because first round your entire contract is guaranteed.
Yeah, so what was it last year, the year before? The whole thing's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Last year or the year before, second rounders started asking for guaranteed money, and that was why they would hold out. So that's what I mean. You're arguing something like that, and so quarterbacks have figured out, that hey, we're slotted at these spots, but let's get all this other stuff on there. But I just found that interesting. Because we knocked the Cardinals for not signing quarterbacks, but apparently it's a league-wide thing as well.
Okay.
Also, they say offset language is something that a lot of guys, meaning if you get cut,
Right.
And you sign elsewhere, how much you don't want offset language because you want to be paid by your current team that cuts you and the new team.
Yeah.
But the offset language is what they talked about as well. So I don't know, we'll see. I just found that an interesting side note out there. But isn't that fascinating? All the teams, the Rams aren't terrible, but just quarterbacks.
Interesting.
Quarterbacks. But Jacoby Brissett showed up. Carson Beck signed. Cardinals to the Super Bowl. Is that a new mantra?
Well, it's still fascinating what's going to go on with the Cardinals. And by the way, to add to the intrigue of your Arizona Cardinals, Steve, Pro Football Focus says the Cardinals have the toughest strength of schedule. A lot of that's because of the division they play in.
But it's not all that too. You still, like I said, you got to face the Lions, who finished 4th place last year, and I've been looking a lot of NFL North. Lions are expected to be winning that division this year or 2nd place in that division this year, like bounce back year for them.
Right.
And you get them because they finished 4th last year. But the division obviously is the bigger side of that. But no, their first 12 games are against playoff caliber teams. I won't say Super Bowl caliber, but playoff caliber teams. That means they're pretty good, Dan. That means they're pretty good. So there's your camp update. We'll keep our eyes on that, of course. We'll see what happens over the weekend as well. Then, of course, my favorite part of this time of year is when guys that aren't professional athletes, they're YouTubers. They take up boxing late in life. And they go and they get interviewed and they go, oh, I've had NFL teams contact me to come in and play for them. There's a lot of bad guys in the NFL, and I could step right in and be better than them.
Is that what you're talking about?
Jake Paul claims NFL teams want him as a wide receiver.
Wow.
He's openly saying this.
Wow.
There's a lot of bad wide receivers out there. I could step in and be better than half the league. My God, please make it happen. Somebody sign this MFer now. Somebody sign him right now. Now, if he was a college, like a D1 college player saying that, I'd be like, all right, that guy's probably got the skills to step in and be decent. But when you haven't played football at that level, at a D1 level, it's folks. I don't care how you're not even getting off the line.
No,
it's every joke. But this is the stupidest time of year when somebody pops off about there's like LeBron all the time. I could play tight end in the NFL. Okay, buddy, you get touched in the NBA and you flop and cry. So my favorite time of the year there as well, Dale, as we deal with that. Now we gotta go. Your Phoenix Suns.
Oh.
Did you see any of the Miles Bridges press conference?
I did not.
Okay. I'm going to set the stage for you guys. A lot of times when controversy is hitting teams, professional sports teams, they either go into the press conference and they say no questions about X, no questions about this, no, stuff like that. The Suns showed up, and right off the bat, Gregory's sitting there, the GM, and he says, and he gets on there and he addresses it right out of the bat, which you don't see teams do very often. And he called his actions in the past unacceptable. He said that they're going to hold him to the Phoenix Suns standard, and it's not going to be acceptable here. We expect him to be a good citizen. We expect this. Right off the bat, they address it. Gregory talks about it head on. And I went, oh, that's something. To address it head on. And then Miles Bridges continued to sit there and be asked very difficult questions that normally you don't get asked because you're protected as a professional.
Right.
athlete. And he sat there in that environment, you're protected. And he sat there and answered these questions. I'm not doing this to tell you if you don't like Miles Bridges. I saw a lot of the social media comments yesterday. I get it. If you're not going to like the guy, you're not going to like the guy. I'm not telling you to. I understand it. But they impressed me yesterday. Not just the Suns, except for one incident I'll talk about here coming up. One thing bothers me. But Miles Bridges impressed me yesterday. Again, if he does something like that again, you're out of town. You're getting out of town, buddy.
Right.
You're on the first plane. I'll take you to the airport. and stuff like that. But then Miles Bridges sits down, and one of his first words out of his mouth, he talks about the situation and what he's gone through and stuff like that. This will be the one just labeled Miles Bridges here. Miles Bridges says this in this press conference.
Be like BG said, it's mixed feelings about me being here. But I take full responsibility, of my actions. I've been to counseling, I've been to therapy. And right now I'm just prioritizing just like BG said, just being better as a man every day, on and off the court, mainly off the court, and just being a great father and earning the trust of this fan base and this community. I can't wait to get started. But yeah,
I mean, he sat down and he just says, I know people are don't like me here.
Right.
And that's amazing. That what a perspective from somebody. You don't see that in press conferences from people that have gotten in trouble in the past.
You usually try to avoid, dodge, do whatever you can to not address the situation.
Well, not just that, but just be like, hey guys, I've changed. I've learned my lesson. He went into detail. I've been to therapy, all of that stuff out there. Then he was asked a question about the fans, like Charlotte and everything, and how the Phoenix fans, there's mixed reactions. They kind of followed up on that at some point during this press conference. Here's the Miles Bridges and what he said specifically about the fan base here, how they're reacting to him, how some are reacting to him on the negative side. He talks about this as well. Here's Miles Bridges on the fans.
Just how the fans embraced me. At first when I first got back, it was a lot of tension.
He's talking about Charlotte,
but as the years went on, and I was doing stuff in the community, and embracing the fans while I was there. I feel like the trust kind of came back, and they were seeing who I was as a person, and I feel like Charlotte fans love me, and I love them as well. And I hope to do the same thing here.
I think, he just won that press conference yesterday. And I get it. If you don't like him for what he did, I understand it. I'm not telling you to change your mind.
Right.
But he did something yesterday that just shows you how he's grown. Because guys that do what he did, and if you don't know, you can look it up. It's terrible. It's terrible. Guys that did what he did generally don't have that attitude. It's more of, yeah, but she did this, she did that, and no, man, he's completely remorseful, at least on the face. We'll see. I was impressed with that yesterday. Just the Suns taking it head on, him taking it head on, talking about it. It was a lot of the press conference, and you got to give the Suns a ton of credit for allowing it to happen in terms of the conversation and the questions, because it would be very easy to go, guys, no questions about this. This is about him playing for the Suns, and not allowing those questions. And they didn't do it. I was impressed with the way they handled it. The one thing I'm not impressed with, though, Dale, because he talks about the culture and everything else, Matt Ishbia wasn't there yesterday. That does bother me a little bit. Was he ducking this thing? He's talking about the culture. He's talking about the culture, and this is the one you show up to if you want to talk about the culture.
I don't know about that. Why he's not there, I'm not sure. Maybe he's on vacation.
That's one that you want to talk about culture. That's one you show up on, and
right.
You can elaborate on what Gregory was saying on why they looked at him, why they want him here, and and how he's changed and how you did your investigation. Gregory went into how they investigated, the situation, how he's been since, and things to that. I think he even said at one point that they even looked into how the city of Charlotte reacted to him over, these last year and stuff like that, and things to that. But so I don't know. I get it. I was impressed by it. Like I said, I'm not, me and Miles Bridges aren't going to be best friends because of what he did. I mean, don't get me wrong. But like I said, and I get it. If you don't like him, you're not going to like him. I understand how you feel about that 100%. But at the same time, this guy's going to help your Phoenix Suns team. As people are going to go, yeah, but he's also been punished. It'd be one thing if he got away scot-free. Then we'd be having different conversations. But you heard him. He's going to therapy. He's like he feels like he needed the change of scenery from Charlotte to get out of that environment as well. He talked about that yesterday. I was just impressed with the press conference in terms of how they set it up. They faced it head on. And if you're not going to like it, you're not going to like it. We ain't changing your opinion. We don't mean to. But I, for one, impressed with the way it went down and the way it was handled yesterday, because you just don't see that too often. Dale, then with your segment here, we'll end with the probably the most positive thing of the day. Throw up the NL wildcard standings for me, would you?
Okay.
Look below that line. Where'd the Diamondbacks go? Did they get eliminated from the Major League Baseball yesterday? They're not below that dotted line anymore. They're just sitting right there in that third wild card spot, Dale. 53-49 right now on the season. 8-2 in their last 10 games. If the playoffs started today, they would be in it right now. After that dismantling of the Sacramento Rays yesterday there at Chase Field. Now they got a schedule now. We'll talk about that when I come back on the other side. But isn't it amazing? I just can't stop thinking about this. Going into the Padres series, they're just all doom and gloom, 500 team. Nobody expects them to do anything. Garbage. Cut Pavin Smith, Zach Gallen to the IL, sweep the Dodgers. We have hope going to the All-Star break. And it hasn't been perfect. Like I said, that first game back was disastrous in the ninth inning. Sewald is a huge question mark going forward. But dear God, you got hope. You got hope, folks. It's an amazing, and dare I say this, they keep this up, hand trophies off to Torey Lovello and the crew, man.
Coach of the year. Steve, I'm facing an emergency. That's why I'm distracted.
That's right. So I figured you were. Get out of here. Everybody else, come on back. I'll get you going until Lou. And then we're going to do an announcement here coming up here. We're going to surprise this gentleman. He's going to come sit on the mic there, Dale. He probably doesn't want to. We'll tell you what. Celebrate somebody around here a little bit. So, Dale, get out of here with whatever your emergency. Come on back, folks. And we're back here. Well, I'm back here. Dale, just so everybody knows, because I know somebody is going to text in. Everything's fine with Dale. He does have an emergency, but it has to do around his house. His alarm system won't turn off. And Brooke's trying to get in the house. So that's what he's been trying to deal with. It's not working, so he's on the phone now dealing with it. That's the emergency. So don't nobody start to panic that something's bad or anything to that effect. Ethan on the YouTube chat says, I will make me, he says me, by College Football Monday since I'm doing stuff this weekend. Ethan's got a busy schedule this weekend, apparently, coming up there. It's just all, he just wants me to get it so he can beat me like 700. So what Ethan does is he gives me the bad team, and then he'll take like Ohio State. So we'll get like a 99 ranked team against like a 50 team, and stuff like that. That's how he cheats. Robert says, is that Bronco that Holmberg got from Lifted Trucks? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Ethan says, by the way, Jacoby, he believes is his own agent. He is his own agent. He says, so that's maybe while it's taking too long. See, that's the thing. Yes. You always want a buffer between. I get it. You don't want to pay somebody to do it and stuff like that. But that's part of the problem. There's no doubt about it. Anytime, if you get yourself in a situation where you need an attorney, you hire an attorney. You don't do it by yourself. They just know the system. They know the routines and stuff like that. Whereas you don't. You're at a disadvantage against trained attorneys. Same thing here. All of these NFL people are used to negotiating with agents. They know the routine, etc. And they know things that you just don't know as a player. But that's what Jacoby decided to do. Is that a factor? I believe it is, but we'll have to wait and see as well. Robert says, that's a nice ride. Oh, yeah. No, I don't know if you've seen a picture. Well, obviously, I've seen the Bronco, so it's a nice-looking Bronco, man. It is sweet. I like it a lot. Robert says, could it be the Steelers are rethinking taking a Penn State quarterback? I mean, they still got to sign him. They drafted him. You're not going to draft him and then be like, oh, we made a terrible mistake. We're not going to sign him. And then Robert says, Jake Paul is still having residual effects from the Anthony Joshua fight. Yeah, it's just my favorite time of year. Like, everybody seems to be like those people that they're like, NFL teams are contacting me. First of all, they're not. Well, they might be. A team might be. But it's just to come in to see what you can do. or get the name recognition or something like that. Sorry, Jake Paul, I'm sure you're an amazing human being. I don't know. There's a reason why he fights old-time boxers and not a guy in his prime of his career. Just leave it at that. Right? He's not stupid. He knows how to set it up for marketing side and things to that stuff like that. Ethan says we should buy the Bronco for the show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a nice Bronco. That's all I'm going to say. Ethan, can't afford it. Ethan will have to cut your salary down if we do that. Really quick here, before we do our announcement and bring somebody on. Kobe, I don't care what you say. You better be ready to come sit down in here. We're going to talk to Kobe here for a few minutes as well, really quick. But he's probably panicking over there right now. Today, Cardinals, this is the makeup game for the Diamondbacks. Brendan Pfaadt's on the mound. I think it's 2:30 roughly, 2:25 first pitch today for your Arizona Diamondbacks against the Cardinals in St. Louis. This is that makeup game with Pfaadt getting the start there. Then they go to Washington, the Nationals games for the weekend. 3:45 p.m. our time on Friday, 1:05 on Saturday, 10:35 on Sunday. You got Erod going on Friday. You got Mitch Bratt going on Saturday. And then Sunday, TBA as of right now that I've seen. Here's my question. Where's Cabrera? Why is he not still getting starts and stuff like that? Mitch Bratt has done nothing to not earn another start. Don't get me wrong on that, but why isn't Cabrera on this rotation? So we'll have to see. Obviously, they're waiting for Soroka to come back and get back into this rotation with his injuries and all that fun stuff out there. As well coming up. So, guys, we're going to have a treat for you here as well. He's probably super nervous, does not want to be on camera. We're going to introduce you to the producer extraordinaire of this program for about the last year and a half or so. We're trying to calculate it and everything. Pull the microphone a little close to your face, Kobe, so Ethan's not yelling at me like you used to do. Folks, Kobe. The infamous Kobe. Hello, over
everybody. There. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I am kind of nervous. Like, my heart is racing right now.
I know. I was going to tell you, and I was like, I'll just wait and spring it on him so he doesn't overthink it for the time and stuff like that. So, everybody, Kobe, he's been behind the scenes. You guys don't hear his voice. We hear it in our ears and everything.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. There he is. And first time you guys are meeting him, and at least the last as of right now as well, because Kobe came out here to go to school, graduated – a year ago now?
Yeah. I think it was February 25. Okay. Yeah, February 25.
What school did you go to? That was Crass, right?
Yeah, Crass.
What do they classify that school as?
It's like you get like 100% of college credit, basically, but you only go there for 9 months.
Yeah, but it's like a sound school, right?
Yeah, sound engineering school.
They do other things.
They'll teach you how to do like game sound development, broadcasting for like what you do here or TV, and I'm trying to think. There was
it's a trade school is what basically the Saturday to do it. So Kobe came out here from North Carolina, became an intern with us here, and then liked it so much that we hired him on after his internship, and he's been producing everything since and putting everything together makes us sound better, makes us look better on the screens, great ideas here and everything. But Kobe, we got to bring you in because you've decided it's too hot here. You're going to go back home to North Carolina.
Yeah, back on to the East Coast. I enjoyed my time here. It was really fun. I loved it here.
Yeah, so that's good to hear. I paid him to say that, folks. Your payment will come in later as well. But no, I wanted to get you on camera because I know people always ask, and I'm like, no, he's too afraid to come on camera. He was a behind-the-scenes kind of guy and stuff like that. But, man, I know I'll speak for Dale on this. I want to do it when Dale was on here, but Thursdays are kind of a little, rough with our time frame. And I know Dale feels the same way, man. It was great having you here. Fantastic time. You had big shoes to fill with Izzy, when he left and went back to home as well and everything. So you had big shoes to fill. You did it. You did a great job, and we appreciate everything you've done for us here, man.
Thank you. You guys did most of the work. The only thing I did was make sure your volumes and levels are good so everybody can hear back.
Hey, you make it sound like that's easy. We've had problems with that over the years with other people and stuff like that, coming in here. So Very few problems with it. And then when we had them, you just kind of handled it, which was nice. So, in all seriousness, I just want to say thank you for everything you've done. Introduce you to the audience, and everything. And you know that you can reach out for anything you need from us and everything. And hey, you want to come back to Arizona, man? You let me know.
Oh, I'll let you know. I'll give you. I'll either give you like a week's notice, and then like right when I land, I'm like, hey, I'm in town.
You're gonna like show. You're gonna be like, you're just gonna show up with on the door with your suitcase. You're more than welcome to. And everything, but most importantly, everybody, that's Kobe there. I don't know anything else you want to say.
I wish I cleaned up a little bit. I would have shaved down some.
I was laughing because I saw you before the show, and I was like, "Oh, he actually wore I'm going to say a decent shirt." What I mean by that is every other room in the studio is cold, so they just have hoodies on.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. And today you wore like a regular shirt, is what I'm trying to say.
I was contemplating if I was going to bring my jacket in. I was like, if I show up on air and I wear my jacket, I'm like, I might look a little.
You came in
crazy.
and adjusted the camera, and I was like, oh, well, today's the day you wore the right shirt. I mean, that's nice. Not that you look bad or nothing, but it is kind of funny when you walk through this the studio, not on air, and just what people are wearing and sheets, and because they're freezing to death while we're in here sweating. The weirdest development on the planet. So, man, I wanted to say thank you on air, of course, and good luck to you. And like I said, you're welcome to come in here. I know you're not leaving till next week. And I told Kobe, I said, hey, if you want to come in and get some money next week, come in here, man. We'll always have you here. And if you're in town, definitely contact. And if you need any advice, anything out there on that in North Carolina, we're out in North Carolina by chance.
Statesville. It's a small town, like kind of 30 minutes away from Charlotte.
Okay, so you're right next to Charlotte. So inland, and everything like that. So, let's just refresh everybody here. When you first came on and were an intern with us, we gave you a hard time. This is the real reason I had to let Dale leave here, because you're a giant Eagles fan. And Dale throws batteries at him, folks, as revenge for everything that's happened and everything. So, are you an Eagles fan just because the Panthers weren't around when you were a kid in that area and they came in later? No, they were there when you were there. They've been there for 30 years.
I think, they were there when I was growing up. I kind of liked the Panthers. It was more like the first team I actually saw play was probably the Eagles. I don't know who they were playing against. And then I think it was a following week, we went over to my grandpa's house, and my uncle was watching the game, and and he was an Eagles fan as well. And I was like, oh, so you like the Eagles too? And so we just hit it off. And then every time the game we're playing, I was like, all right, so who's playing? Who you think is going to win, the Eagles or blah, blah, blah. Majority will say the Eagles, but depending on who the team is, we'll be realistic, because some of our fan base, because I've seen a lot of videos saying that, oh, the Eagles are going to go 17-0. I'm like, no, we're not. We're not.
Well, that's always that's what I always joke around on schedule release day. It's the 15-2 day or whatever. Every fan base is like, oh, we're winning all these games. Kind of funny how it goes out there as well. So now Ethan says, now I'm producing people for now. Hopefully, if I don't get fired.
Oh, you won't get fired. I don't think you'll get fired.
Ethan knows this about me, man. I'll fire a family member. I don't have a problem doing so if they're not doing their job. Ethan knows this about me.
Ethan, have faith in whatever you're doing back there.
Well, it's funny because, you've done a great job with Ethan. Ethan has no formal training. We're going to go over some other things today, but just Ethan can sit down. He feels comfortable just sitting down, running the shows. You've done a great job, working with him and getting him ready, and other interns that have come through here, with Riley and stuff like that, man. So you fit in great. Robert says, good luck going forward, Kobe. And then Ann says, best of luck on your next adventure.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Ann.
I love when they say that, on your next adventure. You'll start life right after their school.
Kind of nervous because, when I first got here and I got to train Ethan, I was like, I trained before, in my previous job.
Yeah.
I worked in a warehouse, and I was basically an assistant to the supervisor. Doing that training was kind of easy because I did it for 3 years. Doing training for this, I got so nervous. I was like, man, I hope I'm telling him, explaining things the right way. I tried to explain it how Riley explained it to me, and I was like,
well, because as you know, you can over-explain it at what you guys do back there. For you guys that don't know at home, it's a computer, but there's 1,000 things you can do, and things can go wrong. So you could sit here and be like, and then if this happens, and then they're just sitting there going, wait, what?
Yeah, I didn't want to like throw
Overwhelming.
too much information to where you'll forget some of it, you know?
Well, that's why the last couple of weeks, Ethan's been kind of stepping in, running the shows. This week, Ethan's everything, and then we show up on Monday and a monitor's falling off the wall for some reason, so we have to adjust everything and it's, Ethan being able to handle that with you there with him and everything, just as a, a testament of how you've gotten him ready to take over and be confident and stuff like that. So utilize that going forward and everything. So do you want to say in sound stuff and everything, or what are you looking for when you go back there?
Right now is probably at least applying to jobs that I would like to go in, because my mom sent me this company that does like that sets up for like big venues, concerts and whatnot. And I was like, okay, I can do that. I help set up for here, and then I can put that on my resume. So hopefully, if I land that, and then I'll just work my way up to run the soundboard for them for whenever.
We had an intern that hung out with us for about 6 months after he graduated. We hired him on in 6 months, and that's what he did. He actually worked for, I'm not going to say their concert, people, but people would come into town and hire people.
Yeah.
And he'd go do that stuff, and he actually caught on with one of them. Like they were impressed with him and stuff. Like 8 months later, he was doing gig work. Now he like travels with them and all that stuff, and sets up for shows and things and stuff like that. So, same thing, intern coming over and stuff like that. So it's just getting into it and get going, man, and everything, and getting the life started after college.
Oh yeah.
Not slumming us with us young
another
guys.
big steps. Oh no, I'm gonna miss being over here.
Well, we can set it up so we can run the shows back there. It's possible.
Oh, okay.
It's all just
if it's possible, I just have to get another computer and probably attach it to my laptop.
That's
setup.
That's how the big TV people do it now. I won't blast the channel, but there's a local news channel that their producers aren't here. They're in Houston or someplace.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And they record. They do everything here, and then it goes there, and then they do all the work there, and then graphics, everything, and just goes out over the air. It's this day and age, everything's possible, man.
You learning way more, learning more stuff about the industry now.
Yeah, it's an amazing. You just sit there amazed by it, but they also do, like, when they do that, several of their affiliates are doing that, so it's not just one. They have
probably
10,
got like a whole
15
team
all doing that. Going to one central place to run everything and stuff like that. Yeah, no, this business has changed a lot, even in the last couple of years. And stuff like that. Ann says it's the HR in me. Sorry, meaning the next adventure comment. I'm just giving you a hard time, Ann. Jeez. And that. And then Ann also says, great to have a face with a name. I know, when you're leaving is when you get on there. I tried.
Now
folks.
everybody can put a face to hearing Kobe.
Yeah, I tried a lot to get him on air, and he was always like, you could just see it in his eyes. He's all,
yeah, no, it's okay. I'm not the star of the show.
He's like, I'm not interested in talking at all and stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, I wanted to bring you on, say thank you for everything on air, and put your face to everybody's name. I know everybody enjoys having you doing what you do there. They don't know it, but everything's because of this guy over the last year and a half. So,
well, thank you for taking me in. I'll say that. Thank you for taking me in.
Yeah, no, like I said, you fit in. 90% of this is just fitting in wherever you are. Not causing problems and things to that effect. And you fit in perfectly, and you took over when you need to take over, and fix things as they needed to be fixed. Which I guess I was actually thinking about this like a week ago. Not an introspect to you. We knew this time was coming for a while now, after you graduated. It was just a matter of when. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, we had some people in here that was just like every day was like stressful because of issues happening, middle of show, something would happen and stuff like that. We had our standard Zoom problems, so that was more of a Zoom issue with sound and stuff like that, but you were able to fix all that. But we've pretty much been stress-free like the last year and a half.
I'm glad I can help.
I was thinking about that the other day, like, man, we don't have the issues we used to have.
That's good.
So just as a little feedback, but hey, use this as a reference. We'll take care of you on that and everything. And when you actually, because North Carolina is not cold this time of year.
Oh no, it's
hot
just
and humid.
it's just hot and humid.
So you're when you get actually getting out of this heat and going that route, going back there, I should say. next week.
Going back home.
Yeah.
Probably the end of next week.
You know, he's all like, "I'm getting out of this heat." Well, you're going someplace hotter, especially inland.
Like I started to get used to it, and then I have a feeling like when I go back home, it's like, oh, it's not as bad. It's kind of cool now.
Yeah. Well, the humidity is what you're going to struggle with because we don't. You know, we've been humid here, but you know, it's still a lesser humid than what you deal with back
I'm
there.
not ready to step outside and already feel like I'm sticky. Like
I know.
July is worse for it, but when it's in August, it just doesn't feel as.
That's the problem. Well, that nice thing is you miss most of the summer, so you'll step into it and it'll feel like it's over quickly.
Oh yeah,
Because you haven't been there for 4 months, right? Of it.
I
so.
love the fall. The fall in North Carolina, it just looks beautiful and then it just feels great.
All right. Are you? I know it's farther away from you, but you're a Duke, North Carolina guy. Which one do you favor?
North Carolina all day, every day.
Gotta get that. Oh, you'll have to be our guy. I'll have to contact you from time to time. You have to give me updates on how the Bill Belichick at Duke situation's happening.
I'll probably
from in the perspective of inside North Carolina.
I'll try to be all up in it. Because like
that guy is a mess.
I missed out on like a couple of years of college sports. But like when I was in high school, I used to stay all up on the information.
Yeah.
But after graduating, I kind of just fell off.
Life happens, and then you moved out here to go to school, and then it gets even less, less exciting from that point. It's harder to follow when you got all that stuff going on, you know. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kobe, I wanted to get you on and introduce you to everybody. A long time due. I should have forced it before, but I didn't want to make you mad. So now I don't care if you're mad at me or not.
You wouldn't have made me mad. I just would have been like really nervous and giddy and jittery.
It's funny when I announced, like, "Oh, Kobe, get ready. I don't care." I could like hear shuffling happening over there and everything.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'm going on."
I know. Earlier today, I told Ethan, I go, "Hey, just a heads up. That's what I'm going to do." All right, everybody. That's Kobe there. Of course, going back home here to North Carolina as well, and we support you in everything you do. Use this as a resource. For everybody else, come on back. He's hanging out for the rest of the day. He's not just walking out. He's not going to be a Ryan Clark here and just take off. Uncle Lou's coming up next, folks. Come on back. Main event.